All right, y'all. Today we're gonna walk mostly LeBlanc Beach and a little bit into Copacabana Beach, and I think it's a perfect time for us to talk on while we do that walk about what is like, meeting women out here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about just when you go to the spot or when you're socializing, when you're on the beach. Then, of course, I'll hit up some information about when you're on the apps, right? So you guys got a range. But before I do, Rich's Method, back at it again. Don't forget, subscribe, click the bell notification, hit notify all. Make sure you drop your comments. Make sure you hit that like button right now before we get started. Absolutely go ahead and share the videos on your Facebook and your Instagram. For my travelers, I highly recommend that you get the ebook and audiobooks on travel, safety, and dating. And for those who want to live abroad, get the cheat sheet to financial freedom and the good life, how to live or slow travel abroad. Available for instant download at payhip.com/richest method. All the links are also in the description below. So let's go. All right, I gotta say it, man. First thing first, Rio is not one of them places that you want to bring sand to the beach. And let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship, whether you come by yourself or you come as a couple, your relationship better be tight and secure. I mean, like, neither of y'all better have issues. However, if you're trying to lose your other half while having drama, and you ain't sure what's going on with y'all up and down, you could sure as hell do it. If you're trying to like find a place to work on your relationship, like, hey, we've been having some problems. Let's go off into the sunset and the beaches together and see if we could work it out, rekindle and see what we're about. This ain't the place, man. Do not bring sand to the beach. If you come alone, you better be secure. Your other half better be secure because they gonna be a lot of head turning. And by the way, if there's happen to be any ladies listening to this, it's gonna be the same for you too. Anyhow, I'm gonna drop a story time also within this for you guys and just some information. All right. Obviously, I haven't been here the longest while, so a little bit of just my experience so far. No, all right. So, of course, I'm new. My opinion might change with time, but I could say that so far, Brazilians have been very friendly people, even with each other. So, I know that my judgment on this couple stories I'm about to tell you guys is legit for sure. Not only what I've heard, but of course what I've encountered since I've been here. Like I have to go to Western Union, sent myself some money. I was getting one of my cards replaced yet again. Thanks to FedEx, man. FedEx is in Colombia. FedEx is over here. I ain't got to ship it like in Dominican Republic to like a standalone shipping company, P.O. box in Miami, all that stuff. I ain't got to do none of that. Anyhow, story for another day. Listen, I'm in the Western Union. I see complete strangers meet each other, exchange WhatsApp, chit chat with each other. Everybody was friendly. People gave each other food. Man, nice culture, right? I'm with that. No, let's be real. If anybody listening to this is from a big city in America, maybe even Canada, you already know. You put a couple million people in a place nearby. What happens in even a train? Everybody staring into space. People don't really talk to each other. Everybody's standoffish. Everybody think the next person is dangerous, right? To my surprise, man, not out of the normally like crazy in a crazy way, but over here, you put people that are complete strangers in a city of 11 to 13.5 million people, and people chit chat with each other and just kind of, I don't know, somehow find ways to connect with each other. That is incredible. Definitely a different vibe than Colombia, where people come in groups and then stay in their groups. Over here, it's kind of like DR. People talking to each other. People are linking up with new friends. I love the vibe, right? So, anyhow, I had one of them days that came up where I just needed to just relax, do nothing, no camera, no nothing, right? So I'm like, all right, tonight, I think I'm last minute, I'm gonna go out. So I got ready, dressed fairly okay, nothing crazy, no jewelry, no nothing, right? I never do jewelry anyway, haven't done it in years. And I'm like, I ain't even got on a watch. Show on a nice shirt with a collar, my jeans, and a nice shoes. You know what I'm saying? But not like a dress shoe, a nice sneaker, should I say? And I decided, all right, I'm gonna go to a spot not too far. Just see what's popping, and if the energy of some place pops off, I'm gonna go into it. Or if I see like a little bar kind of setting that's popping, I'm gonna go into that. Nothing preset really, right? Let me walk around, see what's going on, see what I'm gonna get into. So that's exactly what I do. Before I know it, I see this spot that got like a band playing. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me walk into that spot, right? So I go in the spot impact. Um, the bartender girl was real cool. A lot of them available at the time because the place was now starting to get people going into it. It's probably like 8, maybe 9 o'clock at night. So I already know I'm way early, right? So the main girl that was supposed to be helping me, she didn't speak any Spanish, no English, but she ended up calling over another girl. That girl was cool. She spoke Spanish. Still nobody speaking English, right? And I ended up chit-chatting with a girl who spoke Spanish. She asked me a bunch of questions, blah, blah, blah. She would call and kind of come do her job and everything, while the other girl took my orders, right? And I'm thinking, all right, this other girl got a nice smile. She seemed like she's trying to vibe with me, but listen, I'm in this kind of zone at that moment. I'm like, yeah, I ain't even trying to really pick up any, bartender girl. I ain't trying to pick nobody up. I ain't had no plan really. I was just winging it, man. I suggest you guys kind of do that, go with the flow, right? Anyhow, place started getting busy, and girls started actually doing their work, and I'm chilling at the bar. At one point, the band comes off. Everybody was shaking and moving the samba. Now the band comes off stage doing their 30-minute on, 30-minute off set. It's probably like 11 o'clock. Place is a little bit more packed, and people start coming to the bar to order. I'm leaned up against the bar, right? Oh, fellas, you know how it goes. By now, you got a few drinks in your system. You start to look, see what's going on. There's a couple of girls in a group over here, a couple of black girls that are Brazilian. They're doing their little samba dance. I'm like checking it out. One girl in particular, she real colorful clothes, nice little body. I'm checking it out, but I realized, all right, she with a group of friends, so dang, I just use this nice entertainment to watch, right? See the vibe. Then in the next section, you got two Portuguese kind of Brazilian girls, kind of a little older, in their 30s. They over there, dressed real classy. One of them kind of giving me the eye a little bit, but you know how it is. I'm like, all right, cool. Everybody trying to figure out their thing, right? But as it get later in the night, probably around midnight, I noted that the crowd started getting younger and younger as they usually do, and the 30-something-year-old girls, they kind of end up leaving. Now me, I'm silent. I'm still braced up against the bar, ordering out a beer. I'm just kicked back. So I saw these two girls come in, nice and short, probably 5'1", 5'3", cute, both of them. They kind of skedaddled through the crowd and went up to the front by the band area, by the stage. They doing their thing. They disappear in the crowd. Probably like 5, 10 minutes later, they kind of came back, end up where I was standing. Luckily for me, man, on the right of me had a little bit of space. On the left of me had a little bit of space. And the girls who kind of taking the order for the tables, they were kind of at the right of me. So nobody would really stand there. It was like 3 girls who working there, right? And then to the left of me, a guy would kind of like come there, stand there, dance there, then he would move, and then the spot would be empty and people would kind of use that spot to order. So the 2 girls came and they used that empty spot to try to order. The dude that was standing there, he was a big dude, so every time when he would leave, it's a nice little gap, right? So, by now too, right? Drinks flowing, had a few beers. I'm nice. So anything that look good, I'm gonna look at. Just got being looking at the girls across the way dancing samba, being looking at some 2 older girls who were there in their 30s that left after a little while because as it got later, the younger girls started to kind of come in and the vibe started to get a little bit more lively. The music started to change, So I leaned over to the girl and I said, "Tu hablas español? You speak Spanish?" This girl, one of the girls in that group of short girls, responded right away in English. "Yeah, I speak a little bit of Spanish." I was like, okay, you speak English. And I mean, this girl accent was like on point, right? I could see by how she said it that her demeanor was kind of like, I already know I'm talking to a foreigner and I ain't really with it right now, kind of like a little bit of attitude. So listen, man, I'm very good at trying to read energy on women. and body language, right? And luckily for me, I ain't in the mood to pick nobody up or nothing like that. It wasn't my intent. I wasn't going out there thirsty. And if you guys been watching my channel, you already know that, I talked a little something in DR. So it's not like I'm out here like, man, I'm dry and I need to get wet, right? So this how that one kind of went. But then I let them kind of go off. They would come back sometimes. I would just kind of act like I'm ignoring them, do a little eye contact, but nothing unless I see the energy had changed, right? And it didn't change. Anyhow, so a little later on though, another opportunity presented itself. Standing in the same spot, there was a girl that came by there and ordered a drink. Enough that I would notice her, but it didn't really like stand out to me like anything major, right? All right, but later on she came back with her homegirl, and her homegirl was actually a black girl. Anyway, one thing I had noticed while she's ordering, and the homegirl is standing there, and I'm checking out the homegirl body, right? Because I was like, damn, this is more my type. Shorty had her hand. I had my hand like with my elbows on the bar. Both my left hand and my right hand, my back is against the bar. I'm using that kind of like as a crutch, and I'm just looking on the crowd, right? And I noticed that sometime when Shorty would be waiting to order, she would put her hand on her hand would touch my hand, but she didn't like move it right away or nothing. Bartender would then come up. She'd talk to the bartender. Now, that could have just been a coincidence. It's a crowded place, right? But by the time the second time she came back, I noticed it was the same thing. So just instinctively, I leaned over, asked the same thing. Do you speak Spanish? No. Do you speak any English? No. She calls over her girlfriend. Turns out the girlfriend speaks Spanish. So the girlfriend now is the one talking to me, but she's translating really. And I didn't realize it first. The girlfriend would like ask me a question in Spanish and then tell the girl. The girl would then talk to her in Portuguese. The girl would then tell me in Spanish. And I realized, oh, okay, Shorty's just translating over everything, right? Needless to say, the same girl who had her hand on my hand, she eventually just was like, "Hey, what's your WhatsAppy?" Over here, it's YouTube and WhatsAppy. What's your WhatsAppy? And I was like, "Oh yeah," I give her my number and everything, right? So, fellas, the moral of the story is, man, it's very easy to meet women here and have a good conversation. No matter where it goes to or not goes to is my point. Just remember something, man. If you gonna meet a girl here, they're trying to conversate with you. They're trying to maybe go out at the same time. Same with the apps, right? Did a little bit of experiment for you guys. Swiped a couple of times on Tinder. Didn't pay for it. Just to see what the results would be and also to see what it's like. Now, what I put on there was long-term relationship. Obviously, I'm not here for a weekend or for a week or even 2 weeks on vacation. So, I set it up a little different, right? So I put on there, here I'm from South America originally. I didn't put that I'm American. I put that, long term to short term or whatever Tinder is using these days. Only did Tinder just to kind of see what type of results I would get and just to kind of feel out the vibe, right? Didn't do this towards like Copacabana or nothing like that. So not the tourist area. For you short-term guys, obviously you'd get a different result, probably faster and a little bit more English. I'm not staying in the tourist zone right now. I'm staying near central area, right near the business district. So my results, of course, was based on that. Of course, that matched up. Something to be very aware of over here. If you matching up, you better be ready to be like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? Let's meet up this place, that place. It seems like that's the vibe over here. That's the culture. Anybody who match with you, they want to kind of like, oh, I'm matching with somebody so I could see where it goes. They want to do the WhatsApp real quick. I did do a matchup with this one girl. Coming from a place like Dominican Republic, in my mind right away, my thought was, hey, maybe she's a pro because she just wanted to skip any of the pleasantries on, Tinder and jump straight to, hey, she just like threw out her WhatsApp. Hey, here's my WhatsApp number, right? So, and if you ain't reach out to her like 1 day to 2 days or whatever, you better know that if you try to reach out later, that person already moved on, right? Because you got a lot of options all over the place. Or people are on these apps only when they're looking to they single, they're looking for somebody who is available to go out and do something with them, right? To hang out somewhere, to chill somewhere. That's the vibe that I've been getting. So like the first three girls I matched with, That was the vibe. One girl's like, "Oh, I'm off work today. What are you up to?" "Oh, I'm just watching a movie," right? So this would be, your opportunity to be like, "Hey, yeah, you know what? I'm trying to go somewhere. Let's meet this place." And then you go from there. As I'm here longer, I'll be able to give you guys a little bit more information. But for right now, you just gotta ride out with that and realize that that's kind of like the vibe, right? Be ready to go in the moment. Um, know that you can go out. People are friendly. Don't take nothing too serious. It don't mean that because a girl said hi to you or talked to you or knew a little bit of English, that she's necessarily absolutely interested, right? She might just be kicking it, having a good time. Maybe you'll hear from her again. Maybe you'll never hear from her again, no matter what direction or how far that goes. That's just the realities, fellas. You got to get used to that. For you short term cats, that should be good for you. For you long term guys, you just got to know that, hey, not because Shorty's into you today, that means she might be into you a week from now or a month from now. And you got to roll with that no matter how you feel, right? No, there's a lot of similarities here, it seems, to America. You got a lot of the similar cultures going on. However, they still got that Latin American, very cool vibe, in my personal opinion. Very cool vibe, very down to just chill, relax. A lot more beach culture in Rio. I would say enjoy your time, have fun, don't get too extra. Just roll with the punches, roll with the flow, see where it takes, see what happens at the end of the day. Go to payhip.com/riches method. Download the Traveler's Cheat Sheet. That's a guide to dating, safety, and travel. And if you'd like to live abroad, I've also got a book for that. That's called The Good Life, How to Live or Slow Travel Abroad. And for y'all who need just a little bit of help on the financial side of how to make this happen, I got the financial cheat sheet. All of them available for instant download at payhip.com/riches method. And I'll check you guys on the next one.
Mas eu vou fazer, mas quebrar não. Não, eu sei, eu vou soltar isso aqui.